Hello, Aquarius. Um, Welcome to Heart Sync Tarot. As I sit with this energy, I feel someone reflecting on the choices they made and how they handled this connection. I feel regret here. This person may finally recognize your worth, your kindness, and the emotional safety you offered. Honestly, I feel they want to make things right. There may be communication, an apology, or an emotional offer coming forward, but this does not feel like empty words. It feels like someone asking, how can I show them I truly mean this? I also feel they are thinking about something more serious now: partnership, stability, and building something that lasts. So trust what you feel because regret is turning into clarity, and this person may be preparing to approach you with a more serious heart. And let's get into your reading. So, your person seems to be spending a lot of time thinking about the memories you shared and imagining what the future could still look like between you. And they really want to fix things. And I feel like they've reached that point where they're just tired of feeling emotionally drained all the time. They're starting to admit that what they actually want is a passionate, loving relationship with you, the kind where the connection's so obvious that other people can feel it too. It's that feeling of finally saying, I'm tired of being tired. Like, this person seems done with constantly trying to please everyone around them, adjusting themselves to fit other people's expectations and living from fear instead of from what they genuinely want. They're beginning to understand that staying in that restricted space isn't making them happy anymore. They also seem to be realizing how natural the connection with you actually felt. There was something easy and organic about the way the two of you connected, and I think that may have been part of what scared them in the beginning. Like, they weren't used to love feeling that simple, so instead of trusting it, they may have started questioning it and wondering where the problem was supposed to be. It almost feels like they were asking themselves, why is this so easy? And when's something gonna go wrong? Um, because chaos may have been more familiar to them, they could have created unnecessary confusion just to make the connection feel more like what they were used to. But now they're taking a step back and really looking at what they want emotionally, instead of repeating the same pattern. There's a lot of reflection happening around their future. They're trying to become more aware of their own thoughts, their fears, and the ways they've held themselves back. Like, they know they've kept too much inside for too long, and all of that unspoken emotions created this restless energy where they want to finally close the distance between you and come forward. Even with that desire, there's still hesitation. They know you may have been waiting for them to actually do something instead of only thinking about it, but fear still seems to slow them down. At the same time, the urge to reach out is getting stronger, and I feel like when they finally do speak, there could be a lot of clarity around what they've been processing. Seems to be an emotional breakthrough building around this connection. Some of the challenges you went through may have pushed both of you to understand yourselves and the relationship on a much deeper level. Um, it it feels like a door's opening for something different to happen now, especially because this person's finally becoming more honest about what they actually want. There's this thought of, I want everything with you. And I feel like that's a big shift because this person may have spent a long time pretending they were fine with less or acting like they didn't need a serious emotional connection. With this Four of Cups energy, there may be other people or options around them, but none of it seems to hold the same emotional meaning for them. Their attention keeps going back to you. They're thinking about the past, remembering what you did for them, and imagining what could happen if they actually gave this connection a real chance. They seem much less willing to run from the truth now, and they're starting to see you as somebody they could genuinely build a future with. To reach this point, they had to ask themselves some uncomfortable questions like, why am I stopping myself from being happy? Why do I keep pulling away when something real's right in front of me? um, they're beginning to understand that a lot of those avoidant behaviors came from holding on to what was familiar, even when what was familiar wasn't healthy. They're also realizing that isolation may have felt safe, but it was never giving them the kind of emotional warmth they actually needed. There's something about you that feels safe to them in a very different way, almost like they can finally relax and be themselves without having to perform. And I think that's why the pull toward you has been so difficult for them to ignore. Now they seem to be reaching this place of, maybe I actually can have everything I want, and maybe I do want it with you. Um, they want that kind of relationship where the happiness between you has obvious, where people can see how connected you are without either of you having to prove anything. It feels less about appearances and more about finally allowing themselves to experience the love they kept talking themselves out of. So your person seems very focused on what it would take to create that future with you. They're thinking much more seriously about the connection and becoming less willing to stand back and watch it slip away because of fear or indecision. Um, the biggest change here is that they're finally starting to believe that the kind of love they once avoided may actually be the very thing they've wanted all along. That's why I always feel like sometimes when we don't see a lot of movement on the front end of things in the 3D, it's because there's a lot of movement going on in the back end with your person, where now they're acknowledging, you're the person that I want to be with. I now understand why my friends, my family, the karmic, whoever, why they didn't want me with you. And it's because there's a sense of jealousy. Your person knows that there's going to be jealousy around your connection, but I feel like they don't care anymore. This is somebody who genuinely loves you. This is somebody that wants to be very romantic, that wants to sweep you off your feet, that wants to shower you with this type of affection to show you how much they appreciate your devotion to them. This is somebody that's very fond of the bond that you guys have created. And you've really helped this person elevate their emotional IQ just by being friends with them and showing them other aspects. It's like you've been very, very tender with this person. And I get that this person's really yearning for your love because they had to take a step back. I don't know why, but I get like this person had to take a step back for a period of time. And if you and this person weren't talking, or if you and this person kind of things were going great, and then there was like a speed bump, that's me. But what you don't understand is it really did hurt this person. It made this person brokenhearted. They had to go through this pain in order for them to understand your level of significance in their life. So now what's happening is they're looking at the detail, they're looking closer. The doubles and the details, they're inspecting, they're looking at something in depth, and they're paying attention to things in the past that they wouldn't pay attention to. Who's around them? How do they feel when that person's around them, good or bad? How do they feel when they go out and they party with this person? How do they feel afterwards, good or bad? Your person's having a lot that's coming to the forefront with the way that they move and the way that they handle things. And this has to deal with this person no longer assuming, but also beginning to understand your significance. But I don't know why that just came in that strongly, but it's something about them really looking into it. We are a match made in heaven. I think your person's beginning to realize that you bring them closer to God. For me, when you can pray with somebody, when you can pray for somebody, it's a different type of relationship because instead of running to other people when things get bad, you run to God. Then I feel like with this person, they're acknowledging that they were made for you and you were made for them. That you guys are, you know, two ends of the middle. You guys are one and the same. You guys are the yin and the yang, where what they're lacking you possess, and what you're lacking they possess. It's a very equally yoked partnership. But I do think that your person had to understand, if you're a match made in heaven, then what are these other people that are in their life that are trying to get them off track? I get that there's a lot of people that had a lot to say, and your person's having this brand new perception on the toxic traits, toxic people, toxic behavior. In order for like this game of conquest, in order for this game of I want to win. But what are you trying to win? Your person's now realizing you are the prize, you are the goal. A perfect partnership between two people. I'm not going to say things are always going to be perfect between the two of you, but when you're working in tandem with one another and there's a level of synergy and there's a level of fluidity, things naturally flow. If there's a problem, you guys are going to have the ability or capability of talking it out in ways where your person wasn't able to before with you or with anyone else that they were with. Your person's beginning to understand that you elevate them. You want what's best for them. You're not looking for a handout. You're not looking for this person to give you stability. The only stability that you're looking for this person is emotional stability, mental stability, a soul type of stability. Three stability that'll come once the two of you guys come into this partnership. But I feel like your person's beginning to understand exactly who you are. You never had a poor me type of energy. You never allowed the negativity to impact you. You just kept going. Where I feel like with your person, anytime something bad would happen to them, it was like a woe is me energy. So that's why your positive energy, helps impact that negativity that they're dealing with. And I feel very, very strongly with your person. They have a lot of trust issues that keep coming up to the surface. But what's happening here is you're beginning to break the mold. They're beginning to realize with you, they don't have their trust issue is trusting themselves with you now, making sure that they don't come forward and they don't hurt you. My feelings are genuine. Yeah, because they love you. It's not, do I love the collective? I 100% feel like if you're watching this reading, your person genuinely loves you. Your person has deep emotions for you that go much, much deeper than expected. But this is somebody that likes to hide it because I think they've either been cheated on before or there's a sense of insecurity. So this person was really, really scared to trust you and scared to kind of let you in. They were very overprotective. But I also get with this person, they have a lot of regrets with how they treated you because they treated you like everybody else. When in reality, you are like no one else. You are more like them, the repressed energy of them, their higher self. Like you reflected back to them what their higher self is. So it bothered them because you're hot. Their higher self wants them to elevate, wants them to expand. Wow, will you marry me? Whoever this is, this person's in their emotions. They're in deep thought because the things that kept happening, the patterns that they kept doing, the repetitive behavior, the same thing over and over and over again, there was no change. And I think for you, you may have even had a conversation with this person where you said, listen, actions speak louder than words. If you love me, I need you to prove it. If you want to be with me, then show up. If you say something, then do it. That's why this person's having this major breakthrough because they're getting off the merry-go-round. They're tired of going around in circles, pretending to be happy with something that doesn't inspire them. They're having this major breakthrough. They're coming out of the cocoon. This breakthrough to me is when the butterfly finally has its wings and they're beginning to break out of the cocoon. The thing about the cocoon is this, though, the butterfly's wings are still wet inside. So even when they break out, they're still going to need some time for their wings to dry off before they can leap, before they can fly. But your person's coming out of this. Be And believe it or not, when your person breaks the negative cycle, and you may feel like, why do things feel like pause? I feel like something should be happening. They're going to have some type of major gift from the universe, from God. This is going to be a moment for them where they know that they've done the right thing, where they're being blessed, where they're being encouraged to continue to rise, continue to feel what they feel with you. With this person, they're very, very focused on you right now. They're focused on doing the right thing, and there's a lot of good karma coming. There's a lot of destined energy coming here that's kind of this inevitable, but a lot of it is divine intervention where this person had to be isolated by themselves and either live in Karmicville for a period of time without you, or they had to separate themselves from everybody to understand whose energy impacted them in what way. That's what I'm getting majorly. But there's something here about the consequence for this person breaking the pattern. There's like some blind justice coming in. Look, time is of the essence, and I want to spend it with you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Time is of the essence. This person feels like I've wasted too much time. I've wasted too much time in this sense of stagnation. They're tired of being stuck. They're tired of the setbacks. They're tired of stalling. They're tired of being alone. There's something where this person, whoever they are, they're tired of being alone. They're tired of withdrawing. They're tired of avoiding their emotions. This is somebody that's been doing a lot of soul searching and finally understands your significance in their life. You're the best thing that's happened to me. You know why? Not because you've given them money, not because, intimacy between the two of you guys is off the chains, not because of anything else other than you inspiring this person. You pushing this person closer to source, closer to God, closer to the universe, closer to their higher self. You are encouraging this person to do things that other people haven't encouraged them, but you know and you believe in your heart that they have the ability and capability of doing it. Your person's coming to this conclusion where they know what the outcome is. The outcome is they're meant to be with you. This is something where they finally have settled it in their head logically. Part of the problem with this person is that they have these very, very strong, deep-seated emotions for you, but then they don't make logical sense. The logic is the ego. So if it doesn't make logical sense, then okay, it must not be real. I have to push or I have to repress these emotions and try to keep thinking logically. But now what they're realizing is you do make logical sense. People, places, things that was holding back this situation, that was holding back this connection, they no longer make sense. It no longer adds up because your energy is beautiful. Your energy, they're realizing you're not trying to hold them back. You're trying to push them to their purpose. There's a major culmination here where this is like one of the final chapters. I keep getting like 9 energy, your person's in 4 energy, but it's a 9. This it's like they're in a place where they're trying to understand what the connection is because they're ready to take some type of leap of faith. And there's a sense of feeling relieved. There are some things I need to tell you, but I'm afraid you won't understand or take it well. It's like this person wants to explain to you why they move the way that they move, why they didn't value you at first, what the other energies were, what was really stopping you. It's like this person wants to explain to you that it wasn't your fault. A lot of you already know it wasn't your fault, but sometimes when you love somebody, if they're doing things that are hurting you, it feels like a direct attack. When in reality, it says more about them than it does you. And whoever this person is, they wish that they could go back and change the way that things were. That I wish I could go back and change, turn back time. And it's because this is a spiritual connection. And this person, whoever they were, I feel like they played games. I'm done being a player. Now, all of a sudden, you have this player that wants to marry you, but there's people in their past that for some of you guys, and this isn't for all of you, but I get that for some of you, there's people that were in their way of this connection, and they need to explain to you what happened just in case something comes up. Because I feel like once this person comes forward, because they're going to come forward very, very quickly. Once this person comes forward and has this conversation with you where they want everything with you, where they're ready to go public, where they're ready to have a 3D relationship, they're worried about who else is going to pop up out of the woodworks and have something to say. And I feel like with this person, a spiritual connection is new to me. Please be patient. This is somebody who wanted to have their cake and eat it too. And now they're realizing with you, they have it all: the cake, the ice cream, the appetizers, the dinner, the salad, the soup, the cocktails, the mocktails. The answer to your question is yes. This person wants it all with you. This person wants everything with you. And this is an energy where time needed to tell. Time needed to have this person trying to figure out what needed to happen. But this person's saying, I need you to trust me, and I'm sorry for making you wait. You see, this is a type of connection that's so intense. It's this is something that's very new to this person, but they're beginning to realize that they want it all with you, but you just need to be a little bit more patient. For some of you, you're going to say, well, how patient is patient? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide, not me. But this is an energy where your person's making up their mind. Thank you for putting up with my BS. They know that they've put you through hell. This person knows that they've done you wrong. That's why they're saying here, I need to say to you why I did what I did, but I don't think you're going to understand. This person doesn't know how to explain to the person that they love that I hurt you because I was scared of you hurting me first. Be- It's like a very immature energy where the boy likes the girl, flip the roles, and the boy's mean to the girl because the boy really likes a girl. And the girl's sitting there like, but if you like me, why are you being mean? Like, I'm not understanding. It's because this person's emotionally immature. They're emotionally stunted. But I also get too that they're learning very, very, very quickly about themselves and about the emotions that they're going through. See, I struggle with opening up and displaying my emotions. I don't want to see you with anyone else. This is somebody that would lose their mind if you ever were with anybody else. Like it would not be a good situation at all if you were with somebody else. This person would have a major connection. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Right now, you may think that things look stuck, but they're not. With the Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, things aren't as stuck as they seem. Your person's working on, first of all, with the Two of Pentacles, that's somebody that has a lot that they're juggling. That's somebody that's going back and forth. That's somebody that's trying to balance out a situation that's in limbo, that's making a decision. But they have a lot of day-to-day things that are going on aside from whatever's going on in your relationship. But what's happening in their personal life is that there's somebody else here that's helping assist them to get everything moving forward and working in the manner that it's supposed to. Because I feel like with your person, they're very, very determined right now to succeed. They're determined right now on making it work with you. Like, this is a very focused energy because they feel like there's a lot that they need to make right here. It's a lot I need to make right. It's like this person subconsciously knew to trust you. They knew that they should trust you even if they didn't see any proof. Think about the high priestess. Justice is too. It also goes back to the high priestess. See, you knew things before this person even knew them and you would tell it to them. But I don't think that they trusted you because this person was so grounded in the 3D energy. But there's a lot of like karmic justice, retribution that's coming forward here, where things that you've said, it's beginning to work out. You told this person everything was going to work out, but that they needed to keep their head down or they needed to do something. And everything is working out. There's some level of justice here. The high priestess. It's like this person finally understood the hidden truths. The fact that you're this healer, the fact like this person's beginning to balance out the 3D energy and the 5D energy. That's that high priestess. That's that metaphysical energy. But also for some of you, there is an apology that needs to be given. For me personally, I don't really care about apologies. I don't need somebody to tell me that they're sorry for whatever they've done. And I know everybody's different. My thing is, I don't want an apology if it's not backed by action. Somebody can show you action, their actions are different, that works as an apology. Sometimes I think we get hung up on, I want an apology, and some of us do deserve an apology. But I would prefer somebody, instead of telling me they're sorry, to change their behavior. And it seems like to me, your person's having some type of major aha moment where they're gaining this strength to make something right between the two of you. And it's because they receive some type of information. It's like they see the light. I just heard like the smoke is clearing. Very much like a my way or the highway type of energy where, you would tell them things, they acted like they didn't care. They acted very disengaged when they wanted to talk to you. This person's beginning to realize how wrong that is and how this betrayal, it was really just betraying themselves because you're the person that makes them very happy. It's a lot of Mars energy. It's taking action on what this person loves. It's taking action on doing the right thing here. It's balancing out this karma because they miss you. They're fantasizing about you, about marriage, about stability, about having a family with you, having this fairy tale ending. It's funny. It's like they know that if the two of you guys go out, or if the two of you guys really do give, pour into one another the way that you've poured into them. If they pour into you the same way, they know that no matter where, that energy in itself, it's so magnetic that it's naturally going to draw a lot of attention. Your person knows that. Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. This person's getting ready to have some type of conversation with you. Mercury in Cancer, and it's going to be something very emotional. It's weird. I feel like this person's very emotional right now because they're tired. I get that this person's so tired of being controlled by others. They're tired of people blackmailing them. That they're tired of all these unexpected attacks from very low vibrational people. It's like this person wants to come forward and tell you, I've, you know, left behind a third party, or I've left behind whatever has stopped us from reuniting. But this is a very emotional type of energy. This is a reunion. This is this person saying, I want to work towards it. What? Why the Nine of Pentacles is here with the Four of Wands? This person's in a place now where they're able to make you this offer. Maybe financially something has changed here. The Four of Cups, which I said that I felt like your person was like in this four of cups, Four of Wands, and the Moon. Subconsciously, they know that they want this for it. Four of Wands. They know that this Four of Wands is also tied to their divine inheritance. For some of them, your person's tired of being in this victim mentality. They're tired of the confusion. They're tired of resisting clarity. They're tired of restricting this energy. Why am I by myself when I can have this Four of Wands with the person that I love? They're in a very emotional state right now. Hievi Pisces energy, Hievi Cancer energy, Aries, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn. What is this person thinking about with the Four of Cups? Or why are they depressed here with this Four of Cups when it comes to the collective, the Tower? Because things are being forced to change. That circles back to the breakthrough. This Tower's coming in and it's breaking things down. It's showing this person now is the time. If you want to break free from a karmic energy, if you want to break free from a job, if you want to break free from a boss, a family, whatever, a community, now is the time. Now is the time here. And I just asked, what's causing this Tower? It's the Ace of Cups. How would the collective feel about this Ace of Cups? The Six of Wands, because this person's acknowledging that they really do love you. You would feel good. You would feel victorious in this type of energy. This person's realizing that this is real love, that this isn't love that dissipates. This is love that stays forever. When you marry your best friend, it a different type of love than something just tangible. Most people marry because it makes logical sense, because they can check the boxes off of a list, because everybody fits this, or this person fits these credentials, but there's no love there. This person's beginning to realize that you are this wheel of fortune, that with you, you are this star. The star comes after the Tower. You give this person strength. You've changed something for this person where this person's beginning to see the light through the fog. There's a lot of Jupiter energy, a lot of beautiful energies coming in to change the situation, to change the narrative. You have The twin flame card here, the Ace of Wands. Look, the Sun, the Fool, and Temperance, foreign things are being illuminated for this person. Look at all the major arcana here. Things are being illuminated for this person. What did I say? Heavy Sagittarius energy or Jupiter energy. Jupiter energy is expansive. This person needed to take the time to balance it out. They may have some type of, they may be bipolar, or they may have something with them where their energy fluxes, it goes up and down. This could also be them being depressed or having some type of issue. This person's beginning to understand what makes them happy, what makes them sad. You've changed this person's life. You've changed the way that they view the world, the simple things, the way that you look at things. Like you may value things like white feathers or finding loose change on the floor or little ladybugs or hummingbirds or beautiful butterflies. You take these all as signs or synchronicities. You pay attention to the small things and you're grateful for everything. This is rubbing off on this person because you can't tell me that if you're in the sun, you're not going to feel it. This person's feeling your warmth and it's beginning to rub off on them in a way where they're coming in here and they're surrendering to this spiritual connection. They're surrendering to who you are. They're realizing that you were put here for a reason with this person to make it right, to change the dynamic of things. And this person's saying to you, listen, I know if I've not been there for you, I'm sorry, but I need you to trust me right now. I need you to trust that I'm doing the right thing. I need you to trust me that I'm going to make the right move towards you. This is somebody that's very, very attractive to you, and they just don't want you to be with anybody else. Like, this is an energy coming in for sure, where they know that the Hierophant, that you are the person that they're being led to and that they're meant to walk away from a situation that's not giving them anything. The 5 of Pentacles is the person that's sitting outside of the church. It's like, why do they keep ignoring the fact that they're meant to go in, that they're meant to have this sense of savior? I'm not saying that you're the savior, but I'm saying that this person needs to follow their inner truth, who they are, what they want. This person knows. For some of you, your person's receiving some type of therapy, some type of advice from a higher perspective, whether that's a spiritual advisor. I don't think it's a tarot reader. I think that's different than a spiritual advisor, which I said in my last reading. But to me, the Hierophant, that's a higher level of energy. This is an energy where your person feels safe, where your person's saying, just come in. You can have your sanctuary, but you have to walk away from what's kept you out. You have to leave behind your toxic traits, your toxic people, the karmic energy, whatever energy is keeping you low vibrational, keeping you where you don't belong. But it's like the doors open, but they know they can't carry the same baggage through it and expect everything to be different. You have to give it up and you have to go towards where your soul's telling you. No more victim mentality, no more being oblivious, no more woe is me energy. This person needs to stop resisting this clarity and take it on with this Ace of Wands. They have to look at this as a new adventure, as this beautiful energy that's heated. It's intense, it's ignited. It's this passion, this spark, this sense of finally getting things moving again, even through the darkness. You and your person have the ability to fix things. Your person has the ability to repair it because you have all the tools that's needed here in order to succeed. But this Page of Wands energy, it has to end. This, I don't know what I'm doing, this I'm going to be super logical and very, very calculated and not be balanced. No, they can't keep approaching something emotional as if it's just a puzzle they can solve from a distance. I don't think God's letting that person do it anymore because justice is here. Justice is about balancing the head and the heart. Justice is about acknowledging the things you didn't want to acknowledge, despite whatever this King of Swords is saying, despite whatever energy this is. This person's beginning to learn how to operate from their heart chakra instead of trying to control everything through logic, fear, or ego. Now let's see things from the 3D perspective. This is their logic, this is their ego. How does this person view the collective in their relationship? The Hanged Man. So they're having a different perspective of the situation, but remember I said it feels like a weight. There's the weight right there. They're sitting with this connection differently now because they can't unsee what they've already realized. How do they view their energy in the relationship? How does the collective's person of interest, how do they view their own energy in this? The 6 of Cups, reunion, reunion. This person's waiting for the right moment to come forward. See, this is about, again, take a look, justice. This is about them having the perfect moment to change things, the perfect moment to make it right, the perfect moment to make amends, perfect moment to say, you know what, I could have done things differently and you were right. I should have done this and I didn't. But what I can tell you is that moving forward, I'm going to make these adjustments. I'm going to make these changes because I love you and because you're worth it. They know that reconciliation isn't just about coming back, it's about coming back differently. You're making this person change not by force, but by that strength energy. That's that Empress that's being very patient with the lion, that understands the lion's true nature, but is also teaching the lion a sense of empathy. Your person's beginning to understand that. They're seeing that real strength doesn't always come from control. Sometimes it comes from vulnerability, patience, and being willing to admit where you were wrong. How do they view the collective's energy? How does this person view you? The 10 of Cups, you're their happy place. It's all water. This person's very emotional over what's going on right now because of that doubt around the relationship, because you're too good to be true. It's like this person's realizing that's who you really are. So, this entire time that I've pushed them away, this entire time that I've denied my emotions, denied my feelings, I've put everybody else above them because I thought that it wasn't real. No one could be this pure. Your person's beginning to see you are that pure and that you guys were guided to one another for a reason. They're they're understanding that what they questioned before may have been the very thing they should have trusted. What's blocking this connection? What's blocking this person from coming forward and being with the collective? Suspicious, but it was in reverse. Intuition, strong feelings, questioning, things just aren't adding up. Remember what I just said earlier about this person saying to themselves, how could the collective be who they really are? How could there be somebody that's that pure? How could they fall in love with somebody that's so cold, that's so non-emotional? So what stopped it in the past to me is this person assuming you were like everybody else. They projected old experiences onto you. They were suspicious because something about your energy didn't fit what they were used to. And instead of trusting that difference, they questioned it. But with that suspicious energy in reverse, I feel like they're starting to let some of those doubts go What is this person thinking about when it comes to the collective? The King of Swords. There is a truth here that has to be expressed, but also, too, it's a way that this person's thinking. They're trying to organize their thoughts. They're trying to figure out how to say something honestly without avoiding the difficult parts. And what is their next action towards the collective when it comes to love and romance? Look at this judgment. Get ready. This is going to shock you guys, especially if you've not been in communication with your person for a period of time. There's something that's going to come forward that's going to shock you. There's some um, type of confession here. Six of Swords. I'm going to say this though, with the Six of Swords and Judgment, this is going to be a tough conversation that's being had. But not only that, this is a conversation where you may feel like there are things that they need to say that they've not said. Judgments bringing something up that can no longer stay buried. And the Six of Swords is about trying to move the connection into calmer waters once that truth is finally acknowledged. What is this person's intentions long term with the collective, the Star card, to make it right? With the Wheel of Fortune, to be your wish fulfillment, to be your wish granted. They want healing. They want hope restored. They want this connection to feel like something that has a future instead of something that stays trapped in regret, silence, or confusion. And what is the collective's advice? What's the collective's advice? Collective's advice here. What's the collective's advice when it comes to this person? Conquering. So victory will be yours. Set your intentions and watch it come back to you. There's a big win coming for you guys, a huge win, and it's because you've transmuted this energy and you've done the right thing. So, the biggest thing here is that this person's finally moving from suspicion into understanding. The Hanged Man shows the change in perspective. The Six of Cups shows the desire for reconciliation. The Ten of Cups shows how emotionally significant you are to them. The King of Swords shows the truth that still has to be spoken. And Judgment with the Six of Swords shows a conversation that can shift the direction of this connection. The Star and the Wheel of Fortune show that long term, this person wants healing, change, and a real chance to make things right. And um, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the reading and that something here connected with your situation or gave you a little more clarity. Thank you so much for being here with me and spending this time together. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.